Hi, I'm Gif Ransom, and in these video segments I'm going to be demonstrating use of the Emergent Global Illumination package. Okay, to get started, let me load up the tutorial scene. So we're in Gamebryo Global Illumination CNAP Win32 VC8, and I'm going to load up the CNAP tutorial batch file. Okay, here we have what is a basic Cornell box scene, and all the objects in the scene are lit only by direct illumination. So only things that have a direct line of sight to this little point light here have any illumination at all, and anything without it is pitch black. Normally in a game you have an ambient term or a lot of little point lights sitting around to try to mitigate this fact. But the fact of the matter is, in a real physically accurate scene, every object is lit not just by direct line of sight to a point light, but also from diffuse reflections from every other object in the scene. So for instance, this sphere here wouldn't just be illuminated by this point light, but it would also get a little bit of light from this wall, a little bit from this ceiling, etc. So to demonstrate this, I'm now going to load some light maps that have global illumination baked into them. To really see it, let's go around this angle here where there's very little direct light coming through. And what you'll see when I load them is quite a dramatic difference. Wow. Okay, so this really is night and day to what we had before. You see color bleeding and light and details where you never saw it before. I'm going to point out a few things, like the color bleeding on the ceiling. You see red next to the red wall, or a pinkish tinge rather, and sort of a bluish tinge near the blue wall. Look at the side of this box facing the blue wall. It's illuminated pretty much only by the blue wall. If we go around here, we see these spheres that have a lot of direct illumination on them, and yet as they touch there's a little bit of ambient occlusion and color bleeding going on. So the results really are quite stunning when you use full global illumination. Okay, let's look at a little more complex scene here. So I'm going to load up the cathedral, and this will give you a feel for the scale of something more akin to an actual game level. So once again, we have the entire scene lit with a single point light, in this case coming from the middle of the dome down to light the rest of the cathedral. And once again, anything outside of a direct line of sight to the point light is pitch black, with the exception of some specular highlights and then objects with emissive qualities, like these windows here and these blue pipes that are scattered throughout. Once again, I'm going to load light maps with global illumination baked into them. These particular ones were baked with Beast. And again, the results are stunning. Now we see the entire cathedral lit not just with the point light in the dome, but with all the windows throughout the scene, and also by the blue pipes in the various locations. Looking here, we see ambient occlusion effects, we see lighting by the pipes, we see soft penumbral shadows because we've actually told the global illumination solution to treat the point light like an area light, so you see how the shadow begins really harsh and tapers off. And then we even see interesting effects on these windows, like this alternating red and green glow as light comes in from the emissive texture. Overall, you get fantastic static lighting from a global illumination solution like this. And even though it's possible to fudge some of the effects with static point lights and other tricks, there really is no substitute for the glory and performance of a full global illumination solution.